The Mystery of Lord Jagannath and the Trial of Devotee Saloni. Long ago, in a small village of Odisha named Gaganpur, lived a 15-year-old girl named Saloni with her parents. Saloni was a devoted follower of Lord Jagannath. Every morning, she would light lamp at the village temple and pray earnestly. "Oh Lord, please grant me the chance to help someone in this world. I wish to serve you." Saloni was different from the other children. Her dreams, her thoughts, everything seemed strange to others. She would often say, "I've seen Lord Jagannath in my dreams. He has told me something. There's a secret hidden within this temple." People laughed at her. Even the temple priests thought she was just imagining things. Her mother grew more and more worried. One night, dark storm blanketed the village. The temple bells began to ring, even though the wind was still. Saloni woke up suddenly. Through her window, she saw a strange red light glowing at the temple gates. She quietly wrapped her red scarf and stepped out, walking toward the temple. The path was airy. Tree shadows turned into strange figures. In the distance, an owl screeched. Suddenly, a mysterious silhouette appeared in front of her. Saloni saw a figure that looked like a sage, but his eyes, they stared deep into her soul. The sage spoke. "Child, you have been chosen. Lord Jagannath himself has selected you to uncover a great secret. But beware, if you step back, everyone you love will forget you ever existed." Saloni, unafraid, replied, "If it is my Lord's will, I am ready." The sage struck his staff to the ground. A crack formed in the temple wall, and a hidden door slowly emerged. Behind it were stairs leading into a dark, unknown chamber. Saloni descended. She found herself in a large chamber, where stood an ancient idol of Lord Jagannath, form no one had ever seen before. Strange glowing symbols circled the idol. As Saloni touched one of these symbols, lightning struck, winds howled, and the temple walls began to tremble. The eyes of Lord Jagannath's idol shimmered for a moment. "Saloni!" Someone called her name. She turned, but no one was there. Suddenly, someone grabbed her hand from behind. When she opened her eyes again, she was somewhere else. Surrounded by blue light and whispers of floating mantras in the air. "Where am I, my lord? What is this divine illusion?" she asked. Mysterious voice replied. "This is the realm of Lord Jagannath. Only the true devotee can reach here, those who face hidden truths without fear." Saloni saw many souls around, some calm, some angry. One spirit cried, "We once protected the temple, but now no one remembers us." That soul asked Saloni, "Will you help me?" Saloni nodded silently. Suddenly, a voice screamed, "This is all a lie. A grand illusion." And with that, dense fog engulfed everything. Now, Saloni was alone. A single door stood before her, carved on it were the words, "Only those who fear not even themselves shall uncover the truth." Saloni reached out. The moment her hand touched the door, roar of thunder split the sky, and the door swung open. Inside was nothingness, no ground, no sky. Just a glowing light, and slowly, face began to emerge from it. Was it Lord Jagannath? Saloni's breath stopped. And then, like a dream shattering, everything disappeared. She was back inside the temple. Sam stairs. Sam idol. But now, the idol's eyes looked alive, as if they were watching her. Suddenly, the temple bells rang loudly, all by themselves. The priests rushed in. How is this possible? The bells, no one touched them. What is this divine miracle? Saloni remained silent. In her hand, she still held the symbol she had touched on the temple wall. And in her eyes, there was no fear, only question.
Temple bells echoed through the air. Saloni stood silently, holding the ancient symbol tightly in her hand. Her eyes were full of questions, but no longer fear. Suddenly, the walls of the temple began to tremble. From behind them emerged radiant, golden stairs, as if descending from heaven itself. Taking the name of Lord Jagannath, Saloni stepped forward. As soon as she placed her foot on the first step, the entire scene shifted. She was now in another realm, another time. She had traveled to the moment when the temple was first being built. In awe, she saw 4 tribal sculptors carving the idol of Lord Jagannath from black stone. Suddenly, the spirit of a young boy appeared and saw Saloni. He said, "I am the guardian of this temple. When it was built, the Lord made me its protector. Even today, I stand watch over it." Before Saloni could ask anything, the spirit vanished. She returned to her own time, now seeing strange symbols on the temple's foundation, visible only to her. She backed away from the golden stairs. They were now swallowed in darkness. From that darkness emerged a black shadow. The one who had imprisoned the chosen guardian spirits of Lord Jagannath's temple. Saloni began chanting divine mantras. Villagers joined her voice in unity. Suddenly, many spirits appeared in the air, chanting along. Saloni kept her eyes closed. And then, the temple's guardian appeared once again and said, "My time has ended. Now, you are the protector of this temple." He transferred all his powers to Saloni and vanished. 3 symbols emerged on the temple wall. And with them, 3 gates of power opened. But then the light began to dim. The black shadow grew stronger. Saloni fainted and entered a dream realm where Lord Jagannath spoke. "This shadow is fear, falsehood, and jealousy. Defeat fear, my blessing is with you." She awoke. Now, divine mirror appeared on the wall. The mirror of truth, compassion, and harmony. It could only be seen with a pure heart. Saloni saw her reflection. But something was missing in her eyes. Is this really me? Or have I become something else? Her reflection smiled back at her. Saloni accepted the truth. Suddenly, the mirror shattered, revealing the first symbol of power and opening the first gate. Divine energies flowed through it. She saw a shadow of Lord Jagannath beyond the gate. He called out to her. Saloni stepped through. Now she was in a snow-covered mountain, wrapped in white silence. In her hand was a red scarf, given by her mother, who had received it as a blessing from the goddess. Her mother had once made a vow that if she ever offered the scarf to sacred fire, she would receive limitless divine power. Saloni saw a sacred fire pit, lit by the blessing of the fire god. She offered the scarf to the flames. A golden light rose from the fire. The second symbol of power appeared, and with it, the second gate opened. Saloni crossed through it. To reach the third symbol, she came upon an invisible bridge above the village. Surrounded by thick darkness, home only to evil forces. To cross it, one had to remember the name of the Lord with every step. She heard the voice of Lord Jagannath. "Trust me, my child. Take my name, and keep moving forward." With faith in her heart, Saloni began to walk. One step, then another, then third. With each step, divine light spread across the bridge. The third symbol appeared, and the third gate opened. She stepped through it. All 3 symbols combined to form the Trilok gate. It opened. Inside was the Sudarshan Chakra of the Lord, spinning with divine energy. Suddenly, with a thunderous roar, dark shadow appeared. It was the soul of the black sorcerer. The same one who had once tried to stop the temple's creation. His eyes glowed red. He wanted to destroy the chakra and end everything. He raised his hand towards the chakra, and it began to slow down. But Saloni lifted her hand, and from within herself, summoned the power of courage, sacrifice, and faith. The chakra did not stop. From her eyes burst divine light, and the shadow of the sorcerer vanished into darkness. The chakra shone brightly. The three divine symbols lit up for all to see. The foundation of the temple glowed. The walls lit up, and finally, the divine vision of Lord Jagannath appeared. In the foundation, on the stairs, and atop the temple peak. Then came a voice from within Saloni. A true devotee is one who conquers fear. Truth, sacrifice, and faith, these are the three symbols. Together, they form invincible power. The Lord lives within you. He is your guide, your protector. Everything stilled. When Saloni opened her eyes, time had stopped. Everyone was frozen in place. But Saloni could still see, speak, and feel. Suddenly, the voice of the sorcerer echoed through the temple once again. A cold wind swept through. Fear gripped Saloni.
The temple bells were still ringing, some slow, some steady, as if every chime carried a silent prayer. Amidst this sound, Saloni stood on the temple steps, holding in her hand the ancient symbol that Lord Shri Jagannath himself had entrusted to her. She now had no fear, only faith and purpose. She knew in her heart she was the true protector of the temple. But as the time for sunset approached, an unfamiliar energy began to fill the temple. When the final rays of the sun descended from the temple spire, a strange energy spread all around. It was neither entirely auspicious nor inauspicious. The ground of the temple began to tremble, as if Lord Shri Jagannath himself was about to appear in the sanctum. From one of these stones emerged a beam of light, and Agni Dev appeared before Saloni. Agni Dev said to her, "O young Saloni, you have crossed the Trilok gate, but the final and most difficult trial still remains, the Maya gate." Saloni asked, "O Agni Dev, what is this Maya gate?" Agni Dev replied, "It is the power that forms the final wall between truth and illusion. If you fail to cross it, the protection of the temple will be impossible." Saying this, Agni Dev vanished. The Trilok symbol in Saloni's hands began to shine even brighter. Now, it was time to cross the fifth and final gate. Before her appeared a door. As soon as she stepped forward, Saloni found herself at the edge of a frozen lake. There, reality and illusion sat together on a single lotus. Reality and illusion spoke in unison. Here, everything is a dream. The only truth is the Lord. In the lake, Saloni saw the image of her mother, but it soon faded away into mist. Saloni called out, "Mother?" The dream broke, and she found herself back in the temple. From outside the temple, someone called her name. She stepped into the temple courtyard. There, in the outer courtyard, the guardian spirits of the temple stood frozen like stone statues. Saloni began reciting Lord Shri Jagannath's sacred mantras, and the guardian spirits turned their gaze toward her. She asked them, "Can I free you from your pain?" One spirit replied, "We only wish to serve the Lord in his abode and spend eternity chanting his name." Saloni chanted the name of Lord Shri Jagannath, and the guardian spirits joined her. Then, they all vanished into the temple's sanctum. Before her, a light appeared and another door opened. Saloni stepped through it and found herself beneath the temple, before an ancient water well where water and darkness merged into a single source. There, she saw the tantric spirit bound by darkness. The darkness had been forcing the tantric to commit evil deeds. Compassion arose in Saloni's heart for the tantric soul. As she approached the water source, the tantric spirit wept and said, "O daughter, stop. This darkness will consume you too." But Saloni began chanting Lord Shri Jagannath's mantras and touched the darkness. It dissolved into the air, and the tantric's soul merged into the feet of the Lord, freed from pain and sorrow. Suddenly, the Lord of Water appeared and returned Saloni's scarf, Chunri. She spoke the third mantra, and her Chunri began to glow once more. Then, the Lord of Water opened the third gate, and Saloni stepped through. Now, she was in the innermost chamber where light and shadow met. The voice of Lord Shri Jagannath echoed, "O my daughter, truth and illusion will stand together. Can you tell them apart?" Before her were two lotus flowers at the feet of the Lord, one covered in soil, and one made of gold and studded with diamonds. Saloni picked up the soil-covered lotus and began chanting the Lord's mantras. Light spread in all directions, and divine radiance filled the space. The final gate opened. Suddenly, from deep within the earth, a colossal shadow emerged. It was the Lord of the Black Mantra, Kal Mantradhapati. The shadow roared, "This chakra will be mine." Saloni's red chunri had now turned into a golden aura. As the shadow advanced toward her, the chakra in her hand began to glow, with sacred mantras appearing upon it. But the shadow showed no fear. The mere flash of the chakra's infallible light, however, was enough to destroy it. A blinding explosion of light filled the temple, and from the sky descended a shower of holy light water, bathing the temple in divine purity. The temple was now cleansed. The temple was filled with pure light. The idol of Lord Shri Jagannath smiled. All these sacred symbols shone at once. Saloni's chunri now glowed like the light of gold. Agni Dev appeared once more and said, "Now you are the true protector, and you hold the divine right to protect." Final scene. The villagers gathered in the temple. The children touched Saloni's feet. She smiled and said, "This temple is not about fear. It is about the power of faith." Lesson and message. Accepting the truth makes it easier to face. The three symbols, dream, spirits, and faith, together create a new identity. The Maya gate is an inner trial. A protector is one who also becomes the guardian of time. Don't miss the next chapter. Subscribe and be ready for the next mysterious trial.